And then there's the president's speech this week in Cairo. Some say his address to the world's Muslims did a world of good for America's image, and some say not really. So joining me now, Warren Ballantyne, Ben Ferguson, both radio hosts. So Ben, let's start with you. What are your listeners saying about this, and what do you think of the Muslim speech? By the way, I talked to a lot of people here. I asked just folks about did they see the speech, and many people here in the U.S. didn't really pay attention to it.
No, and I think a lot of people around the world paid attention to it. But what I think is, I don't really care, and a lot of my listeners tonight, as I got off the radio just 30 minutes ago, said to me, it's not so much about what we think. What it really matters is what was going on in the minds of those in the terrorist world and the Muslim world. And I think what they use a speech as a recruiting tool for them. I was optimistic. I like the fact that the president, I'll be honest with you, went out there and actually talked. But my main point is if you look at the messages that came out from Osama bin Laden over the last 2 weeks, if you look at the other messages that have come out from terrorist networks and the chatter, they use this to anger and frighten and to get those people angry about it. And I think what Barack Obama...
Hang on. Ben, hold on. Brevity, please. We don't have much time, and so I want to get Warren in, and we have a bunch of other topics to cover. But Warren, hang up before I get that. Why did you say that it mattered to the people there and not Americans?
Well, I think a lot of Americans know that there's a war on terror, and no matter what you say, I think there's a lot of Americans understand that terrorists are going to be terrorists no matter who's in the White House.
But the White House does not use that term war on terror anymore. So
well, I think, again, I think this is where this White House has totally missed the mark, which is it doesn't matter what you call it. Terrorists are still going to be terrorists, and they still don't like us.
Don, this is why this is
important too, because hang on, there are a lot of Muslim Americans who live here. Warren, go ahead.
This is why the Republicans are so confused. That speech did great things, not just overseas, but here in America, to strengthen and build bridges to get us back internationally and nationally strong with everybody in the world. See, we keep looking at this and saying that we deserve this, we deserve that. What about everybody else? Well, no, I'm not talking about you, Ben. I'm talking about the Republican Party as a whole, and I'm sick of the Republicans. I'm tired of you. I'm tired of Hannity. I'm tired of Limbaugh. In fact, you know what? I challenge all of you to a debate. Since you know everything, let's do a presidential series of debates, Republicans and Democrats, because you guys keep talking like kids instead of adults.
Let him in. Hey, listen, hang on. Both of you, stop. Ben, stop. Warren, we're not going to be talking over each other tonight, okay? So if I ask you to stop, please stop and let the other guy get in. So, Ben, go ahead, respond to what Warren
I think what the point is that he just proved is he doesn't understand that this deals with terrorism. Everything he just talked about had nothing to do with terrorism. Everything he just talked about...
Let him finish, please.
Everything that he just talked about was an attack on conservatives and Republicans, which has nothing to do with national security, has nothing to do with keeping people safe around the world, has nothing to do with dealing with Al-Qaeda. And the fact of the matter was, the speech that was given by Barack Obama, again, I'm optimistic that it helped us with people and make friends, but what did it do with those that are jihadists and terrorists?
Okay, Ben, let him in. Go ahead, Warren. This is going to be the last.
Ben, we have terrorists here. We have KKK. That's terrorism. We have gang members. That's terrorism.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
We have terrorists here in this country already. You want to talk about terrorist acts? This whole country was founded on terrorist acts.
Okay, hang on. All right, hang on. I think what he's trying to make, and Warren is upset about this, but I think what he's trying to say, there's domestic terrorism as well, people who prey on Americans who live here in America. So I
gang members? I'm not talking about just KKK members, gang members as well.
He was in Cairo, and he was addressing Muslims, and many people, you know, thought it was a speech that reached out to other people and that could change things. So it's very interesting that you guys have two different takes on this. Okay, let's talk about the GOP, and let's talk about Sarah Palin being out this weekend, a number of people from the GOP being out this weekend, the unofficial start, they say, of the Republican race for president in 2012. Ben?
Well, I mean, I think every time you look at any of these guys, they're always going to be running for something. But part of it is just with your own career, you have to be out there. So is it the official start? I think as soon as you in your mind think that you could be president, you've already started. If you're in politics and you're a governor, you've already started. So do I look at this and add more weight to it? No. They were out this weekend. They're out there. Is this going to make a difference a year from now or 2 years from now? Honestly, no.
And Warren,
but it's interesting. I think you know who the front runner is because of how the media is covering it. And people say, does Sarah Palin have it? Well, I think we've answered that own question.
I don't know
everybody's covering.
I don't know if it's a front runner or it's just that Sarah Palin is Sarah Palin, and we cover her because people are interested in her. But Warren,
that gives you presidential appeal.
But Warren, I think that let me get in here. I think that what your listeners are saying is that is exactly the ticket that they want, a Sarah Palin ticket in 2012.
No, I don't think they're saying that. I think they still like her as much as they did last time.
You know, my listeners would love that because they think that President Obama would have an easy road to the White House. But I don't think she's coming out right now for 2012. I think they're coming out for 2010 for the midterm. midterm elections. I think they're trying to strengthen that base. This has nothing to do with 2012 right now. I think this has to do with 2010 and the Democrats, especially the White House. They better start re-upping and reshoring that base, or they're going to lose some congressional seats, especially from my audience point
Warren
of view.
Ballantyne, Ben Ferguson, we appreciate it. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you.